Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So last week it was revealed to the public that in 2018 the U.S. military slaughtered 80 Syrian civilians, mostly women and children. The military had been covering up this war crime until now. This revelation comes after the U.S. military killed an entire family of 10, including 6 children, in Afghanistan. In both cases, the military has claimed poor intelligence. I'll go with the low intelligence statement. In Syria, they stated they did not know how many ISIS members may have been in that group. The fact is, it does not matter how many ISIS members were in that group, if there were any at all. What was the rationale for bombing those people at all? To protect civilians from ISIS? So our government is literally slaughtering civilians to save them from a threat? I use the word slaughter rather than just kill because each incident involved bomb strikes. In Syria, they used first an 800-pound bomb and then a 2,000-pound bomb. Do you have any idea what a 2,000-pound, 1-ton bomb does to a human body? It detonates with so much force that at close to medium range, no shrapnel is necessary because simply the force of the blast would crush a human body, stripping skin and muscle from bone, breaking eardrums, crushing eyeballs, and concussing the brain in one split second. Now consider that each bomb creates metal fragments, shrapnel, which tears through the body at a speed faster than sound. Millions of pieces of metal ripping the body to pieces before they even heard the blast. 80 human lives gone in one excruciating instant. Just to hammer this point home even more, the U.S. presence in Syria is illegal under international law. Our military presence in Syria has not been approved by the UN Security Council. It has not been approved by the Syrian government. It has not been approved by the 2 governments assisting Syria against ISIS, which are Russia and Iran. Both of those countries offered their assistance, and the Syrian government accepted their offers. The U.S. government and military, on the other hand, are in Syria attempting to orchestrate the overthrow of the Syrian government. We have known for years, via leaked documents, that the U.S. armed, funded, and trained ISIS and Al-Qaeda for the purpose of attacking the Syrian government. Yet the Syrian government has remained in power. It is millions of civilians who have been taken prisoner by ISIS, tortured, maimed, and killed. Their homes and cities have been decimated. Right at this moment, the U.S. government contingency in Syria is stealing food from the Syrian people, stealing oil, which is the main source of wealth for Syria. This leaves the Syrian people even worse off, with no food and far fewer resources to obtain food. Water supplies have been destroyed as well. In the Afghanistan incident, the U.S. military absolved itself of any wrongdoing. No civilian oversight was involved. In the Syrian incident, the lone whistleblower was relieved of duty. Now consider that these incidents are ones that we know about, along with the events revealed in the WikiLeaks video, Collateral Murder. We have absolutely no idea how many incidents have not been revealed to the public, hidden, covered up. We have no idea how many people have been threatened or relieved of duty if they even asked questions. We have no idea how many innocent civilians have been slaughtered by U.S. forces. We have seen mosques and hospitals run by Doctors Without Borders bombed, along with weddings and funerals, each time deemed a mistake. The U.S. presence in Syria violates not only the UN Charter, but the laws of war, which predate the existence of the UN by decades. Each one of these incidents constitutes a war crime. These are only a few out of many. We can give a conservative guess that there have been thousands of such mistakes, costing hundreds of thousands or even millions of lives. The arming and funding of terrorist organizations are also war crimes. If one bothers to look it up, the U.S. is arming and funding the PKK and the YPG, which have been listed as international terrorist organizations by the U.S. State Department since 1997 and remains so even now. That information is on the U.S. State Department website. The list of war crimes continues to grow longer by the hour. The fact is, we have no business at all in Syria. Syria is not and has not been a threat to us or their neighbors. Can you think of an instance in your lifetime when Syria invaded or threatened to invade a neighboring country? Probably not, because that hasn't happened. Just as revealed in the Afghanistan papers, there is no defined mission for our forces in Syria, as there was no defined mission in Afghanistan. It just keeps on changing and keeps on changing. If we're honest, we have had no business in Iraq, Afghanistan, who offered to surrender bin Laden in 2001, Libya, Yemen, Somalia, or any of the other countries that we have invaded and attacked and occupied. All of this comes at a cost to the American people. Since Obama, the U.S. has dropped roughly 120 bombs per day at an average cost of $80,000 per bomb. That price is before considering the delivery vehicles, such as a drone or a jet, which increases the cost by millions. I'm guessing that the 2,000-pound bomb cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yet we are told we cannot afford medical care, food stamps, and social assistance programs, which get defunded, infrastructure crumbles, hundreds of thousands are homeless in this country, vets with PTSD commit suicide by the hundreds per day. Why do these vets have PTSD? Probably because they followed orders and wound up committing or witnessing war crimes, as I have been discussing here. How many homeless people could be housed for the cost of just 1 day's worth of bombs? How many hungry children could be fed for that price? Again, I'm going to ask the same question as my last video. Is this the freedom that our military is allegedly, defending? Freedom for who? Freedom to spend more money on bombs? Just a moment. So I just ran the numbers on that. 120 bombs per day at $80,000 each comes to $9.6 million per day. Per day. And that's not counting the cost of the delivery vehicles. That is not counting the cost of all of our ships, all of our planes, all of our personnel. Doesn't count, how much it costs for guns and bullets and medical care and food. What freedom? What freedom is this? We let our own people go homeless and hungry and without medical care. And we take money away from education while we give tax cuts to the rich. While the owners, the investors, the CEOs of weapons companies keep on making more and more money while we keep increasing the military budget to slaughter civilians in countries that are no threat to us. Is this a freedom you want? This is not the freedom that I want. This is not in any way, shape, or form what I want. All right. Share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel so that I can keep trying to raise awareness on these subjects. All right. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good day.